We usually measure success by the cleanliness of a person's hands and the sterility of their environment. Here, a retired man spends his days pushing dirty mop water across the pristine hardwood floors of a wealthy suburban home. It is heavy, repetitive, invisible labor. That man is Arthur Vance. After a long career on a factory floor, he is now living with his son, David, and his daughter-in-law. To them, Arthur is an embarrassment. He is treated as a useless burden by his ladder-climbing son, and a point of mockery for David's wealthy, status-obsessed father-in-law. They see Arthur's lifetime of physical labor as a complete failure. The disrespect runs so deep that David makes a calculated corporate maneuver. He decides to strip his own child of the Vance surname. By renaming the boy to match the wealthy father-in-law, David hopes to secure business resources and social leverage. Arthur is told to stay quiet and sign the paperwork. The old man they are treating like a servant is actually a sleeping giant. Before his quiet retirement, Arthur Vance was a national skills competition gold medalist and a legendary master fitter at the Vanguard plant. His hands possess a level of mechanical precision that modern machines struggle to replicate. An obsession with superficial status markers often blinds ambitious people to the irreplaceable value standing right in front of them. David is so focused on networking with executives that he cannot see the absolute mastery living under his own roof. Meanwhile, the high-stakes corporate world of Zenith Industries is facing a massive crisis. Their multi-million-dollar medical equipment project is entirely paralyzed. They have a design, but they cannot find a single facility capable of manufacturing the parts to specification. This schematic compares a standard gap to the microscopic 0.002-inch tolerance required for Zenith's parts. Standard factories cannot maintain this absolute control. This measurement is life and death. If it's off by a fraction, the device malfunctions, and patients pay the ultimate price. Zenith CEO Grace Sterling exhausts her roster of modern corporate engineers. She realizes standard solutions won't work, so she looks backward. Her search leads her to a retired ghost from the Vanguard plant, someone who can achieve that 0.002-inch tolerance by feel alone. While David begs for corporate contracts, Arthur quietly steps onto the Zenith workshop floor. He ignores the digital sensors and focuses on mechanical vibration, feeling for a fractional deviation in the third gear's meshing angle. By swapping the Group 3 components by hand, he brings the system into perfect alignment. True mastery operates quietly in the background. When a real crisis hits, loud corporate posturing and networking events become completely useless against hard, unyielding technical realities. Weeks later, Zenith Industries hosts an exclusive tech symposium to celebrate the breakthrough. The room is lavish and packed with the industry's most powerful elites, all eager to see who saved the medical equipment project. David attends the event, frantically trying to network. He is horrified to see Arthur there. Terrified that the old man will ruin his reputation, David orders his father to leave, assuming Arthur is just shamelessly tagging along to beg for a job. CEO Grace Sterling takes the center stage. She details the grueling 3-month search to solve the 0.002-inch tolerance problem, confirming that no standard expert or machine in the industry could fix it. Then she bypasses the executives in the front rows. Grace looks out into the crowd and publicly names Arthur Vance as the sole savior of the entire project, introducing him to the room as her chief technical advisor. David's reality immediately breaks. He watches the room erupt in applause for his father. The man he forced to mop floors, the man he treated like garbage, is instantly recognized as the most respected and capable mind in the building. Genuine expertise exists independently of social status. When that hidden competence is finally exposed to the light, it shatters the illusion of unearned hubris. David's business begins to unravel the moment Arthur stops troubleshooting his production lines. David had mistakenly credited his high yield rates to his father-in-law's connections, failing to realize it was actually Arthur who had been manually adjusting his precision parameters in secret to keep the orders from being rejected. Without Arthur's technical interventions holding the company together, David loses his corporate leverage. The moment that status vanishes, his wealthy father-in-law completely abandons him, refusing to help with the mounting legal and financial failures. Desperate, David confronts Grace Sterling, demanding to know why his father was really at Zenith. Grace reveals a history David never knew, the real reason Arthur walked away from the Vanguard plant decades ago. Arthur voluntarily took early retirement and turned down a senior promotion to care for David's mother during her final years. He emptied his entire life savings to pay for her incurable disease, choosing to accept a life of menial labor and family ridicule so that David would never inherit the burden of those medical deaths. People who measure worth exclusively by job titles and bank accounts rarely recognize genuine sacrifice. Heroic decisions often look like failure from the outside. Arthur leaves the corporate world of Zenith behind and returns to the gritty, authentic environment of the Vanguard plant. It is his true domain. A deeply humbled David finally repents, apologizing for years of blindness. To repair the fractured family legacy, his young grandson proudly reclaims the Vance last name. Arthur rejects the offer to sit in a wealthy corporate office. Instead, he returns to the factory floor to train a new generation of technicians from the ground up. He teaches them that real precision isn't about the machine. It comes from a human connection to the work, where the hands move faster than the mind. A lasting legacy is never built on social climbing or corporate titles. It is built on quiet dedication, irreplaceable skill, and the quiet dignity of doing the work.